Helpful hint. Get your promos ready before you start the stream. Yeah, we're going to have a fun stream today. We're going to be doing a lot today. Some of it will be composition. Some of it's going to be some other stuff, some looking at sample libraries, because that's popular on YouTube. But before we get started, just wanted to mention, just got this uploaded. This is that big, long, like 24-minute piece we did back in like November. Finally got it mastered. The mastering engineer did such a great job. Chris Irwin Sound. Go hire him. He's very good. Finally got names for all the the movements or whatever. So this will be released. It will be released as a single track because we looked into splitting it up, and apparently that can cause some problems with the whatever it's called, the mastering, or not mastering, the like sort of dynamic compression that Spotify and iTunes put on stuff. So I decided to do it as one track so that we would actually get all of that stuff. So yeah, that's that. So the other thing we're going to start off today, we are going to do some composition. We're going to take a look first though at this new VST. I just purchased it. This is the 8DO Custom Instrument Series Super String, which I wasn't going to buy because I wasn't going to buy any samples, but then I listened to some demos and I was pretty impressed. So I've got that loaded up here on our one of our sample servers. So we're going to give that a look-see here. Let's take a look at it. So they don't actually show you the instrument. Apparently they want you to sort of be divorced from your idea of what the instrument should sound like. So they kind of don't show it to you. Apparently it's a custom instrument. Yeah, about a 30 gig library, not too bad. They've got some walkthroughs on their page. This is a V8P product, so you do need to be in their V8P program. I think you get automatically enrolled when you spend a certain amount of money at 8DO, so hopefully that's... I don't remember. It can't be that much because I don't have that many 8DO samples. But that's how you get into V8P, is you basically spend some money. So we're going to take a look at this, see what it sounds like, and maybe make some music, probably make some music with it today. So we're going to give that a look-see. Let's quit Safari here. Let's load up the instrument. So when you first load up the instrument, you have... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 NKIs. I'm going to start down here with the sustains because that's kind of the bread and butter of the library. So a thing to know about this is that it's really all about, well, not all about, but a big emphasis has gone into the resonance of the instrument. So if I play, like, say, middle C, it just goes for days. I mean, you can just hold this down and it just keeps going. So it's got that body resonance sound. And obviously when you let go, it fades it out for you. But not that fast. Here's what, like at a chord, it sounds beautiful. So this is a crescendo patch, so it's got that built-in swell to it. But I mean, even if you just move between chords, gotta be careful about how you do it because there's so much of that tail. But so that's the crescendo flat. It is amazing how much. What the range is. So it's from here to what? Here? No. To there. I mean, it's just got a really, really resonant, beautiful atmospheric sound. So that's the crescendo. They also have a vibrato version where you get a little bit of warmth in it. The harmonics are gorgeous. Oh, that's pretty. This probably sounds really good if you double it on like let's grab HD strings at the same time. I bet you this sounds really good. By the way, I am putting this through the Berlin Church, so that reverb is not on it. I by default, that's dry. It sounds more dry. It sounds like this, but then I've put it in this space, which makes it sound real nice. Let's double it on Hans Zimmer. I bet you that sounds really nice. Damage stack? Do you mean heaviosity stack? This one? This guy? I think maybe you're talking about this one, heaviosity stack. That is this instrument. We're gonna go back to the string, but it's a live stream, so I'm gonna be interactive. That is just the. No problem. Let's open it up here, if it will ever open up. Oh, it is open already. That's why I'm being dumb. Okay, it's right here. That's the Heaviosity Ensemble Drums option. It's called stack because what I used to do is have two of them. I think it's on Faure. Yes, master sessions. What I used to do is I put I had their medals and their we actually want menus. I just grabbed their main menu. But it's called a stack because what I used to have is the medals and the ensembles, which gives you this feel. Although I asked something, why is Mandel's not playing? Input Omni. Yeah, sorry. This is with both of them. So yeah, that's what I used to have. I took the medals out because they're really nice, but they're very unique, especially as you get up to the highs, and they really stick out. So I only add them later now if I want them. So anyway, that is how I do that. And then it's going through probably a Compton. Oh, no, it's not. Usually what I will do, the other thing I probably did on that track that you're referencing is I put it through the Compton Warehouse from QL Spaces. So yeah, there's that, and then sometimes I'll double it with the East-West marching drums. So anyway, back to what we were working on earlier, the super string. Let's go back to it. It's just a really lovely piece of. Oh, that's right. We were trying it with Hans Zimmer strings. So yeah, so that's the harmonics patch. Let's take a look at some of the other stuff that's in here. Let me undouble this. Let's take a look at some other stuff. Let's take a look at the arcs. I think that there are things here that this does that synths can approximate, but there's a lot in here that I think not necessarily. I mean, that's got a really nice organic feel to it. And so this is sort of another crescendo. They call them arcs. You can also put them on the mod wheel. So then you can, say keep them quiet or bring them up to yourself. Obviously, you don't have quite as long of a bow pull on this. I'm actually not even sure how this instrument works because, again, the ATO is kind of being cagey about that, but... So that one has a lot of bow pull. So you could do the opposite. Instead of having like a crescendo, like a swell, you could... something like that. I mean, maybe. I think this sounds really nice, and it's, for a sample. I mean, considering that a lot of sample libraries are pretty expensive, this is pretty reasonably priced. Well, if you don't count that you have to spend money on ATO's site to even get into the program that allows you to buy it. This has a pretty unique sound to me, especially that tail on it, but it also has legato samples, so we'll try these. These are probably going to sound best down its low range, I'm guessing. Let's try some C minor melodies down there. I bet you that sounds beautiful. Wow, Contact sits here. I have more problems with Contact. I must be the only person on the internet that has more problems with Contact than Play. Like, why? I guess it's a big sample. Anyway, here we go. Here is So I will say that I love I love how fast these transitions are, because you can go pretty... So the longer I do composition with samples, the more I appreciate libraries like this that are not trying to approximate real instruments, but instead are trying to do something interesting that you could only do in sampling. So I don't think that the real instrument goes that low. That sounds like it's being pitch bent to me. Could be wrong. Looks like it uses modulation for... So it looks like that's flat. You could do it with more vibrato. Yes, please change the vibrato sample. A little phasey there. So it's definitely got a unique sound. I really like this, actually. The more I play, this has got a sequencer too if you want to mess with stuff like that. You can, obviously, there's a bunch of mics. I just have it on the default mix mic right now. Let's check out the Mercado sample here. I don't know why that won't do it with the mouse, but... I'd expect a Mercado sample to be more... So whatever they've built here, it obviously doesn't use a traditional bow, because otherwise a Mercado would have a much sharper attack when you bounced it onto the string and pulled. So I don't know what they're doing. Interesting. So those are the legatos. They also have these ostinato banks. I'm guessing these are basically just a series of sort of pre-rec loops. Let's see. Oh no, these are just like a... So those are just like on 8ths. Okay, so it's just got on 8th, 16th, and... Yes, please switch to 16th. Or don't. Whatever. Anyway, so some ostinato things. I bet you... You could probably go to the sequencer and... Interesting. Okay, we also have some phrasing, so some pre-recorded phrases, so you get a little more of that human performance. Do I have Century Brass? I do not own anything from Cinesamples yet. It's on my list. Ooh, that's cool. So if you needed something that had a little bit more of a human performance. And yes, it is Hollywood Brass and now Forzo. I've got some Forzo samples now. Wherever they're up here somewhere. Oh, I've got them, all the sound designy ones. I've been liking Forzo. It's definitely not, I would not, it's sort of like Hans Zimmer strings in the same way that I would never recommend that you only use Hans Zimmer strings as your only string library. I would same thing with Forzo. Like, it's a nice additional brass library. Okay, so these are some things. I bet you these minor ones are really pretty. Got that jeté spiccato thing. Lovely, lovely. SFX. Let's see what's in the special effects section. And then I think once we've been sort of through this, we'll try to build something with it. Oh, Century Brass from ATO. Sorry, I forget that. Yeah, I actually have Century Strings, but I haven't installed it. Sorry, I saw. Yeah, I was thinking Cinebrass. That's what I was thinking. Oh, let's change. Why is it? Sometimes it makes me use the. Interesting. So some cool sounds. Interesting stuff. I'm interested in what percussion is. Like I said, I own Century Strings, but I have not yet installed it. I've just been trying to clear off space on some hard drives for it. I like that percussion a lot. So I did mess with this a little bit before the stream. I did try some of the shorts. These have not been my favorite part of the library so far. I haven't messed a ton with them, but from what I heard, they were a little. It's got that weird boom. Is there like a? Yeah, none of the effects are on. That's not my favorite sound. Huh. Huh, so it must have some sort of metallic bow that's giving it that. Let's try pits. This should get rid of it, if I'm right. Interesting. So yeah, the shorts are not my favorite in the library. I mean, you might be able to do something cool with a sequencer, maybe. Swing. Why would you have swing on by default, ATO? So yeah, I mean, there might be room for that somewhere. I don't know. All right, so that's the shorts, and then we started with the sustains, which were just basically the same as the arcs. So we're kind of done. So that's kind of what this library sounds like. It's really cool. I think especially this is just lovely. That's got a really nice sound. They've got a reverse button so you can wow, that takes a while. That's true reverse. That's from like the absolute end of the sample. But I guess you could mess with the offset. Like if I drag the offset up, does it? going back to the discussion about why wouldn't you just use a synth, you could probably get something very similar to this with a synth, especially this reverse thing I'm doing here. I do like samples that start with something real and then you kind of design into it. That's my personal preference, just because sometimes you get nice organic stuff that happens. Like you could probably do something like this with like a swam. But anyway, let's do something with this. I'm going to go to the arcs because the arcs give me a little bit more control. Actually, no. Let's go to the harmonics. Let's go to the harmonics. And let's do something. Let's make a piece. I'll drop our tempo to 60 here. I should save this, he said to himself, thinking that he should save it. What is today? It's the 20th of February, 022019A. Let's praise the beach ball. Let's see what happens when we use this. All right. Why does Omnisphere do that the first time you press play? That tick, tick. Okay, so that's a good start. Thinking this maybe with it. Maybe not. What about... Let's, I need to turn down the, something on my felt piano here. I've got this going with it. We're just gonna get rid of that for now. I'm not deleting it because we may bring it back sometime, but okay, let's do this. Let's go. I love the harmonics. Let's bring it down a little in volume so that we can actually hear this. And now maybe... more middle. We may put some other piano with this. Hold on. Where did I learn to mix? I basically self-taught, which is why I'm terrible, which is why I usually, especially nowadays, ship it off to somebody who knows what they're doing when it's time to mix it. What is the benefit of using different reverbs for different sections? It's just like what sounds good to you. I mean, So, if you have an impulse-based reverb system, which I do, which I pretty much use, where you're using an impulse from a real space, a lot of times that reverb will be built around the notion of, say, for example, if you go to in EW Studios, I'm sorry, not the studios, it's probably under, really, it's not under room stages? Where is, oh, it's under concert halls. If you look here, they have impulses that aren't just an impulse of a space. It's an impulse of a space from where that instrument would be. So they have the brass impulse that is taken from where the brass are. So you can apply this brass to your brass, if that makes any sense. And this is what I do. Each of my instruments are sent through instrument-specific reverb, which then together creates a nice thing. You can actually send it through this. You can send it through both the front and the rear. It's called Quadrophonic Reverb. I'm not very good at that. I find that gets a little soupy, but yeah, that's why you might use different reverbs. But ultimately, it's just like what sounds good to you. I always put a reverb on the end before I send it out. Usually here on this final effects bus. To just suck everything together. Although, like I said recently, since I'm not... Yeah, that's why I don't love stuff that has their own. That's why I prefer something like an East West Hollywood Orchestra, because it's drier. And so you can apply reverb that you want later. Spitfire stuff, it's hard for me to mix it in because of its sort of baked in reverb. I know they're all about the Air Studios, which is has a beautiful sound. I wish they would just do dry libraries with and just make like an impulse of Air Studios. That would be much nicer to me. Spitfire stuff, I saw somebody, Todd of the Composing Made Simple Discord and podcasts and stuff, likes to say that he thinks that Spitfire is like the Apple of samples, and I think that's a good analogy in the sense that a lot of their stuff is beautiful and perfect the way it is, but if you want to go configure it, it's not configurable because stuff like Air Studios is baked into the sample, or like an Eric Whitacre Choirs, there's no option to turn the legato transitions down, stuff like that, whereas in like a lot of the other stuff you have a little bit more configurability. I mean, stuff in Contact, you have basically infinite configurability depending on what it is, because you can go under the hood and mess with it. I don't do that because I don't have time. Let's do that. This felt is a little distant for me, which is why I usually do this. I grab the Bosendorfer from the QL pianos, copy it onto it, and then just turn its velocity way down. So you just get a little bit of that sharper. You get a little phasey. Although it also sounds almost like a piano ensemble, which is kind of a cool sound. Yeah, Spitfire stuff is hard for me to mix. Some other people love it. I don't have any of their mainline like symphony orchestra stuff, mostly because I happened to fall into a different company early. But one of my sort of long-term goals for the studio here is to get a new sample, a third sample server, and start making that sort of my let's collect Spitfire samples. let's do this. It doesn't like that top note. I must be way above the... Let's do this. How much do all the samples take? I mean, we can look. Let's see. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, probably somewhere right now in the neighborhood of about 20 terabytes. If I were to add Spitfire, it'd probably go up by another 5 or 6 terabytes. But you really want to be able to mix lots of different ones. So, and the thing is, you want them on fast drives too, so you want them on SSDs because it's streaming it off the disk. Well, and you notice what you want to mix them together because everybody can buy, you know, the cello from. Everybody can buy the cello from East West, which is beautiful. But I can now recognize when I hear that because I've just used it so much. So what I've started doing is mixing another cello in. Why is that like a fifth up? Did I hit a key switch? Anyway, so you can do something interesting and make a new sound by combining different ones. So that's what I try to do. I should buy this library, and then the link has been removed. D-Man, let me give you here. You can be mod. I think you can post a link now. I should mod Ace Rag Guy too. Why are we losing our sustain pedal here? Ah, that's why. Because you recorded it, dumb, silly person. This will sound much better when I do this. That looks really good. It's $10,000. Go away. The finer things in life don't come cheap. Caviar, Ferraris, chinchilla-lined mittens. Just to name a few, we believe the same old truth. Flute loops. That's awesome. We're the first in the world to use cutting-edge snifty technology, bringing Victor's scent, a tantalizing combination of yellow onions, Johnny Walker, and Old Spice. That's awesome. That's amazing. No, you can stay mod. I don't care. Just don't be a jerk. So far, you've been lovely and delightful. I have no problem with you being a mod if you want. I mean, if you want me to mod you, we can. Let's add some choir here. Let's loop that. Let's convert it to a real loop because I don't like the loops in Logic. Let's do this. Let's make this a legato. That's awesome. I really can't add VSTs. Whatever. Never mind. Oh, duh. I know why I'm talking about. Hold on. Sorry. Ignore me. Let's add this. I don't want all in one. I want sopranos. Let's do all legato. Let's do ms. See, like these have this on them. And no matter how much you turn that down, it goes away. It will always have some. But that's okay. That's kind of, you just work around it. Don't worry about it, man. I'm not the most active around here. Just gonna boost its overall because we're using a close. Is always hard to get loud because your mouth is closed. So, are the mics worth it? The way that I deal with it is I ask myself, what mics I just went through and messed with them. Here's where Hans Zimmer Strings is. It's over here on this Windows server, which I wish was actually running Windows Server. So I have Hans Zimmer Strings. I just mess with them until I find something that I like. I think some of them are worth it. For example, this one I don't have it. Oh no, I do have it. Okay, so if I turn off these for just a second, this mic is my favoriteest thing they've ever done. This riser mic. So it's a mic underneath the riser that the cellos are sitting on, and it gives it this beautiful muffled quality. But yeah, I mean, generally you just use the same, things you would with any other. The bottle mic is weird too. Check out the bottle mic. Can I solo the bottle? Probably. I haven't read the manual on this very much. Oops, sorry. Oh, those are still off. Let's turn off riser and gallery. Bottle is really weird. So this is literally inside like a cooler, inside a bottle. And you can barely hear it. I mean, even if I... And it really does affect the sound. So, I mean, and that's the thing about Hans Zimmer Strings is that the signal is so quiet on so many of the mics that you don't have to always use a limiter because the signal is quiet because it's meant for you to go in and make your own texture. It's meant for you to go in and try messing with ideas. Let's leave the bottle on. That's going to sound really ambient. I mean, but it's got that beautiful intimate sound. This is, I believe, the Coligno Trotto. Yeah. So this is 60 cellos taking the bow, flipping it over onto the wood side, and bowing with the wood side of the bow. Really? On the ums? I don't think I need a limiter on the ums. They're not very loud. Let's add some of that. Yeah, I like Hans Zimmer Strings because, like I said, I like this notion of doing something in samples that you couldn't do. Like, there is no way to write live orchestral concert music that uses 60 cellos playing Coligno Trotto with the wood of the bow. It's just not possible. Even if you could get 60 cellos together, which is possible, you would never be able to hear it. You have to amplify it. You have to sound design your way into it. So I think that's a really useful and cool place to go, personally, because you get some cool sounds out of it. Other people disagree. That's understandable. Yeah, that's the knock against Hans Zimmer Strings. It's not epic enough. I understand why people say that. Yeah. I don't know. I figure if I ever want epic, I can just load up another one, but I understand why people do that or say that. Yeah, with 60 cellos playing spiccato. I mean, they do have a spiccato sample. I think this Eric Whitaker needs some love here. Really? That's as loud as it goes? Let's see if we can do this without putting a compressor on it. Nope. Let's just put a default, just like a whatever the default vocal compressor is in Logic, and see what happens. Sorry. I'm also going to need to do this. I will mess with that later. Okay, I need to hear this in context, but I think we're going somewhere new next. I think we're going to add another superstring to the template here. This is my best Thomas Newman impression. I just gotta turn the velocity down on these. Nope, I don't want to do it that way, Logic. That's why I did it the other way. Off it. I could also like go in and actually put dynamics in it, but I'm lazy. Yes, we can go somewhere new now. Maybe. I have Hollywood wins, so I sort of don't write enough win stuff. I like the idea, though. Oh, Hollywood wins. Here, let's try the flute, too. Hold on, give me a second. I always forget to use the flute 2 instead of the flute 1 here. So I'm just loading that up on the other. Yeah, I don't know, Ace. Do you think, I don't know, what's the throughput from like a SAN? You could just load your samples off a SAN, right? You could, if you had money. It's probably how they do it. I just need to look at what I actually wrote over here on the score. Grab you. I'm just going to quantize the score a little. Okay, let's try this. Something like this. Yeah, no, it's worth trying. I think there's still room for it somewhere in a new mini way. Let's just use, let's go back to the piano here. Try that. It's in a different key than the rest of the piece, but just a little bit of C major all of a sudden. You try them. I thought the flute idea was good, and it reminded me that I wanted to switch that patch to a flute too, so. Alright, let's do another superstring here. Let's call this one Superstring 1, and let's call this one Superstring 2 in a bout of incredibly creative track naming. And let's connect it to a new instance on Satie. Connect. Let's wait for the beach ball. That was weird. Okay. Oh, it did it for us. Cool. That's because I... Huh. Why did it duplicate it over here? How did I do that? I should read the manual. Because I don't know what I just did, but it was super helpful. Let me just make its reverb a little bit less aggressive. Maybe two. Didn't I do it as... Hold on, give me just a second. I gotta figure out what I'm doing wrong here. I'm being silly somehow. Nope, not that one. The one that I just closed. Satie, thank you. I should read. Yeah, no, it's such a long mod wheel. Maybe we can't have it on, Actually, no. Hold on. I think I just need to have its modulation set higher. I'm also not 100% sure I love the vibrato here, although it's very warm. Let's try a different one. Let me actually do this too. I think maybe just the low. You know, I haven't... Why is it still swelling? It shouldn't be swelling. Right? Superstring 2. Superstring 2. Are we connected to the correct instance? We are. Well, of course we are, because it's not harmonics. Why is that so... No, I think we can have them be in the same range here. I don't think it'll matter. It's a matter of thickness, maybe. It's a matter of the fact that this is... Even though I have it... That's okay. Let's try something else. I don't want to get rid of those piano chords because they're big and they fill it up. I could bring the piano down in volume. Let's try the legato. Maybe this will fix it. Because this... This legato is a big patch. That must be what's causing this. Oh yeah, there it goes. Oops, that's OBS. I get very confused between sample server, OBS. Okay. And actually, we might just want to move it up. Something like that. There we go. That's it. This is also an octave lower than where it's written, which would be super cool to know. I think the pianos are just too loud overall. This is response modulation, right? So we'll just do that. Let me bring this felt down. Where is he? The Bosie's easy to bring down. We just grab him and throw an expression command down to about here. Now this is too loud. That's okay. I'd rather it be too quiet than too loud, so easy to fix. Actually, we might want to, well... Let's try, you might be right. Let's try doing piano at a different... Yeah, let's try that. I think that's a good idea. Okay, that's gonna be hard. Tick, 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 tick. Let me just see if I quantize it if I was anywhere close to what I was trying to do. That's quarters triplet, sorry. No, I like going. Stupid sustain pedal. We're not really in A minor. We're like in E minor over here, and then it switches here for a second. That's why I don't want D major in there, because D major's in E minor. Yeah, I think that's a good place to go. It just needs more... Yeah, it just doesn't work with those bass notes in the piano. So maybe we can't do the superstring here. We just need to have something interesting happen over those chords. Yeah, I mean, I know we could change the chords. I do want it to change to A minor here. It is an E minor here. We're going to have a little brief section in A minor, and then we're going to go back just to give us some different tonality. But maybe we will change. Maybe it goes F, A minor, C 6-3. It has started on F because the E minor F sharp that was there when we were going now is natural, and that's what's gonna suddenly set us into a new tonal center. I think it should be yeah, let's do that. Close. There we go. That gets us back to E minor in a measure. And we get that sweet little F sharp that just puts a little bit of bitterness into it, I guess. Yeah, let's line up with the measure, please. Bozy to help us out with sort of hazy feeling we're getting on that felt piano, but less of it. Yeah, when I say Command A, I really mean all of them. I promise. I mean... Oh, I should probably quantize with quarters in mind. Like all blue. Now we're really doing our best Thomas Newman impression. Just try it and see what happens. Yeah, something like that. That'll lead us into the next section. I do think it would be good in a strong string line, and I also agree that that would sound better maybe a little bit later because we're still pretty. Things are pretty secret. It's like a secret right now. Okay, so there's something wrong with my. I think it's because I did this again. Yep. I'm notorious for not putting my sustains in the right beat. Let's give this some shape. That's still not still. Let's let that actually have separation. which is good, but it's causing that to go chunk. We may move this down an octave anyway. Let's do the same thing here where it comes in nice and where it's plays its... We're going to do this, and then this, and then this probably. Is that really hanging over? That's fine, whatever. And actually what's going to happen? Well, actually we're not going to do that. We're going to do that, that. Too much, and more like this, where we don't spend too much time down there. Actually, we're going to have this come down. Because what's going to happen here? What's going to happen when we hit that, you might ask? What are we going to do? What could possibly go on measure 20? That. Because it's going to sound really good. Because I like to write it in myself. It's just my workflow. So like mod wheel data that looks like this, for whatever reason, I don't know why. So like if I were to record this line here and I was to go, if I was going to do that, I could. And then my mod wheel data looks like this. And I don't know, this drives me insane. I don't like there being like 67,000 points. It's just my personal preference. I know, like, I'm like the only human being in the universe that doesn't like that, but I don't. So I would much rather look at this nicely, carefully scripted stuff. It's just my personal preference. It really, what, you know what it comes from? It comes from, I used to do all my composing in a program like this, and I respond very much to a score that is pretty. Like, if you look at all my scores, I try to make them as pretty as I can. Like, even this one is like a silly score. But I try to take a lot of time to make it very nicely engraved, very cleanly engraved, with everything just very ordered and set out. And so part of my composing experience is wanting things to look ordered, and this looks ordered to me, and so I appreciate it more. That's just my personal preference, though. I know you're just joking when you say you're a strange man. You're not wrong, though. That's the thing. It's that I know I'm like the only human being who likes it like this, but... So this needs to come in earlier. This needs to come in one measure after. I also quantize everything, which is one of the reasons I can't use anything other than Logic, because Logic has this shown to me as quantized, and it is quantized, but it doesn't actually play them exactly like this. It puts some humanness into them. They're more quantized than what I played in, but I also really like them to be quantized, because then I like this to look mostly... See, like this drives me nuts. This is insane. What are we doing here? Like, I like this to be ordered too, because it's just a thing. So that I can actually see what's happening in the score. Go put that back on the other monitor here. You know what sounds really good in this? Probably is LCO. This is still doing that thing. Hold on, let me fix it. I eventually think I want it here, but... Ah! What did I do? You know what's missing from this? I think we can put this in the big church. Let's put this other super string in the big church. Oh yeah, no, I agree. Partially what I'm doing is just we're working on like how do we integrate these into our template. I still think that's too aggressive. I completely agree with you that melodies stick better. Most of the stuff I do has, not most, a lot of it has melody. I kind of go back and forth. Sometimes you just want to make a nice texture. I mean, this guy is just all melody. The one that's the one I was teasing at the beginning here is just all melody. So actually I was gonna play it, but I'm not because I want to keep working. The other thing you could do is you can take something like this that's just sort of this sculpture, a sound sculpture almost. And you can always put something on it with melody if you wanted to. This is gonna be really loud, sorry. Like put stuff in. Yeah, it has to be contrasting texture, but it's probably better on the cimbalin. There's a cimbalin. Where is my cimbalin? So let's use that. That's kind of a melody. Oh, sorry. So it's like la sol do, la sol do. Let's do it over here, but in this key. Just instinct. It can't be Celeste. Where is my cimbalum? Why don't I have a cimbalum? Okay, that's weird. Well, rather than mess with it, it's usually right here. Maybe I got rid of it because I use it too much. Maybe this is a good place for that flute. Have you ever tried to write stuff like this? Let's see what that is. I have not attempted it. Well, sort of. I did some work for a client based in China last year, and we had some stuff that sounded sort of in that vein, not really. Just mess with it and see if we find something. I mean, if we're gonna do a melody, let's do a melody. Let's come up with a melody first. So what are we gonna start on? So we have all the usuals. We could start on sol and go to do, or we could start on do and go to sol, or something like that. Let's start on something different though. Let's start on re, mi, do, re, mi, sol. Let's try that. Re, mi, do, re, mi, sol. I'm just messing with the vocals. We may keep them, we may not. Today we're just kind of messing with ideas. A lot. Yeah, no, this little vocal line was just meant to be like a texture. I don't know. We'll mess with it. We'll get there. It's always a process of just listening, iterating, listening, iterating, listening, iterating. not sure I like that being so okay, copy that, change them all to modulation, repaste them in just so that we have the same on both. I think it's a good melody. I think that it will sound better when its harmonic context is more carefully considered. I'm going to take the vibrato out of that flute. I think that's part of the problem. Let's take the vibrato out of the flute. It's a little too aggressive, and I can't control it on that sample. This one I think is more straight tone. Holy legato transition. I like the way, so things I like about this. I don't know, I like the 4 notes of bar 8 because it's the sequence. Bum, bum, ba. The next obvious thing is ba, ba. I like the way it goes back into that piano texture. And let's get rid of this and have it do the actually, let's have it be not on that. Actually, I know what we can do. So we chose earlier because I thought that we were going to have that was just texture. Eric. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Obviously, that first note, that sample has a little bit. The sopranos are not quite at the pitch right at the beginning, right? And obviously, we lose it at the end there. What does it sound like when it's just like at its highest volume level? Ouch, it hurts my brain. Let's do it like this. And now that it contextualizes that little bit actually nicely, because it sort of is the same. Oh, this is lovely, except for the so let's just make it go away. Ooh, too fast. Be like that. Why is that still doing that? Okay, so it is possible to get rid of it. Much less. This is now legato. Ooh. Oh, and now we can go. I'm glad we decided to do a melody. Way to tell me to get off my butt, even though I was just messing around. Because I'm glad we did. Because I'm loving how it's pulling it all together. This will sound good on Dark Star bells. Where's my Dark Stars? And actually, I may put some earth plates in too. Okay, yeah, big piano thing. We're gonna do a piano thing here. Now we're going to find out if we can actually record it. We'll get something good. Hold on, give me a second. Here's a piano roll for those of you who are interested. Oops. What did I do? What did I do? It's like a variation. I don't want it to be the same. Well, what is the melody? Maybe we don't want it to be a variation. Let's see what we can do here. do want it to. I think this time, instead of going down to those other notes, the things you were bothered by, instead of going. Which I think makes sense in the opening. I think now we can go, like, without doing it in the big octaves. And then go. What about, corny as heck, but I don't care. Now I have to record it. Yeah. Gah! I don't know why suddenly when I go to recording I can't play a piano anymore. It goes down to a B. It goes down to B. I don't understand. Maybe we'll just go. No, that's not nearly as good. Okay, without recording. Maybe we can do it a little bit less corny. Let's see if we can do a little bit less corny. Yeah, we'll do something like that. It'll be slightly less cliched. We're just going to do this measure at a time. Okay, there's one measure. Two measures. Because we still haven't decided what we're going to do here. Except for, I do want to go to the... No, it cannot be in root position. 3, it has to be in first inversion. Now, does it work? Now that we've done all that, does it work? We probably add strings to it. Let's make these a little smoother, but we'll fix it. Oh, And I know it was a little bit more emotive here, and I will fix that here in just a second. Let's do this. The reason those are so is because this is so ridiculously large. Yeah, and then this just needs to be less of a chasm in sustaining. I know it sounds very robotic now because I quantized it. But let's get those fixed, and then let's not quantize them, except for the very first one. So that it comes in at the right time. The score still looks good. Still, we think we could have like a little one of these here. Let's do it. Let's just do it manually here. Nope. Stay the same tempo there. What are we at? It's 58, 60? 60, right? 60. Of course we're at 60. I love 60. Hey, tempo markings. What are you doing? I just want a point of... Actually, this can probably actually be that. And actually, this can be what? Oh. This dot can be lower. That's a little bit too aggressive. Now, do you think it will sound good with strings? Let's find out. Let's just do a quick and dirty version and see if it sounds good. Gosh, dang it. Where's my score? Oh, I closed the score window. Open score editor, please. Make it the whole score, please. Okay. I promise I know how to use Logic. Yay! Let's make it louder. We're just going to test this out here. And what does every film composer do? Strings and octaves. First violin doubled on flute. This is getting a little maudlin. I think we're going to have to get rid of it. We'll find out. Let's just do this now because we know we're going to have it. Flute is too loud? What? What? How is that even possible? Where is the... it's at 27 is the where we're going, and we want this to... so I want that to be like right there. Or not? Oh, because I put it on the wrong... Still a little early. This has like 2 little peaks and it's actually kind of annoying. Actually, maybe. What would this chord be? F sharp, C sharp, F sharp, G, B. Let me do it on the piano here. F sharp, C sharp, F sharp, G, B. It's like it's probably functioning as an F sharp minor of some kind, even though you don't have the A in it. I would interpret that, depending on how that functions, it's F sharp minor add to sus4 probably, because you could sustain it if you were going to do that. F sharp, C sharp, F sharp, G, B. Oh, I didn't see the E. Oh yeah, that is an E minor. It's sort of like if you move the F sharps up. It's like an E minor. Let's move it down to E minor 2-6, something like that. E minor 2-6. You could throw that in there. I might not. I'm not gonna do this actually. I know it's lovely, but it's too direct. After we've had all this like floaty, airy sort of unresolved, drony almost kind of stuff earlier, to suddenly have that, I think is too straightforward. This is suspended. It has this sort of drony thing. I mean, that's a melody. Let's try a version of it in strings without piano. I think part of the problem is that piano. I don't always love piano in that way. Let's try doing it a little bit more sort of like this. Hold on, I'm just going to do this so that I can actually have volume. This is going to be really loud. Maybe not that loud. Mess around with some string stuff. I'm not going to look at the chat for just a second. I just want to concentrate on this. So if you are writing something, I'm not ignoring you. I just can't look at the chat at the moment. Give me just a second. Sounds like my wife. Hello. Bye. Have a good trip to Wyoming.
I love you. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, sounds good. volume data on the track right here. Why is that so quiet when I put it? Hold on. Let's do this again. We're just going to go like this. As loud as you can be, please. Okay. Yes, that's what we're going to do. Except let's just try some stuff. Trying some stuff. Just trying some stuff. Stream title, trying some stuff. I don't know what chord that is. It looks like it could be a B chord. B minor, I think, which we haven't had yet. I may have to leave here in a minute. But we're still good to go. Still good to go. Still good. We're still good so far. Here we go. Stay on F sharp. Too many thirds. Too many thirds. Thanks for being in the stream, by the way. That's excellent. Everyone who's in the stream. Yes, that is too loud. Yes, you are right. It is too loud. If you thought it was too loud, you were right. I mostly just want to sketch this in so I can see what it sounds like with this. How long has the stream been? Almost 2 hours? That's not too bad. I'm not sure what time I have to leave because I was waiting on an email and I got it. Gotta write a quick email. I like it. I'm not sure I love it. I want to hear it in context of the whole thing. This pulse that we have going here kind of goes away and we forget about it. There are times when the soprano strays a little bit further away from ooh than I think is I love this super string here. Some delay on this dark star would be not unwelcome. Okay, I like this. We're keeping it. I'm just going to clean it up. First thing being that this cello is just like ridiculous at its beginning. We're going to see what time we make it to today. Will we make it? I think we'll make it maybe another 30 minutes at least. Maybe let's do this and this, like this and this, and see. Do something that I think works. So I'm using light Hollywood strings patches, and I'm not super familiar with them. I think the problem is that my I think modulation is the primary. It has a lot more to do with volume in these patches than I'm used to. You just gotta kind of like, you know, work on it until it's going somewhere you like, and sometimes you don't. I mean, if you were to look at my whip folder, it's just like, you know, like a billion pieces, and some of them become pieces, some of them don't. You just kind of got to do it. You know, this is just something I'm doing. Mostly I was doing it originally to learn this sample, this guy, this. Which we should probably add in here. So, you know, you just kind of mess with it. Sometimes you do a track in a day, sometimes you do a track in 10 days, sometimes you never finish the track. You know, it just depends. Let's phrase this. You just kind of mess with it. Just depends. I think the longest I've ever spent on a track, I don't know, Not that long, because it's either working or it's not. If it's not working, I kill it pretty quick. So I think first thing is la, da, da. I would probably put a dip in the middle here and get a little bit louder toward the end like this. How do I phrase this? Yeah, I would crescendo through this note. Probably like that. There's something weird happening here, probably because this one is connected and the other one isn't. This is the one that needs significant. Okay, let's work on the cello because the cello needs work. First of all, let's do that just for giggles. So obviously this crescendos bum 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 bum. And this will do this, another one of these. So now our now this is too quiet, I think. But this isn't phrased at all, which doesn't surprise me. So it's, of course, too quiet. This needs to be connected. I wanted to not connect this, but if it doesn't connect, it sounds funky. I don't even know if I need to change this velocity. It's like I don't even know if the light patches use velocity for legato transition or not. Actually, before we do this, is it possible to add this in an octave lower or not? I don't actually think it is. It would be just like this. Yeah, I think if it's just like a patty sort of deal at the top. Actually, well. Buzz modulation. Yeah, we just want the like hint of it. Perfect. Oh, I like this super string, man. This is a cool instrument. This is really cool. I really like it. Oh my goodness, though. I think we're running out of steam here. My ears are becoming fatigued. In fact, my ears are becoming fatigued. Let's call it there. That was pretty good. It's pretty good. Thank you, everybody, for being in the chat. It's so nice to see you all. As usual, the stream schedule is not really a thing that exists. So I do know that I am probably going to be working with some clients here starting soon. So the streams will probably go away for a while. Let's praise the beach ball here. Because I'm definitely not gonna be able to stream their stuff. So, yeah, it's exciting. So hopefully when I'm done with that, that'll be fun. But yeah, no, it's fun to sit down and do this. This one, we'll see. Maybe we might come back to it. We might just let this be like a little experiment that just taught us how to use this super string, so that when we're doing real music, we can kind of know what to do. Sometimes you got to sit down with a new library and just kind of mess around for a couple hours before you even know how to do anything with it. So anyway, yeah, see everybody later. Have a great day, whatever time it is where you are. I appreciate everybody who was in chat. Talk to you later.